Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope you guys have had a great week. I just am here, Kristen Williams, giving you the weekly update on what's going on economically and then also in the Austin area. So this week I was able to, along with my team members, attend the housing summit hosted by the Austin Board of Realtors. And there were some really great perspectives on just the economy. And then also as it ties to housing, us obviously being in the real estate industry, I focus a lot on housing, but overall I like to look at just kind of the greater economic data points. So, it looks like inflation is trending to the 3% line, but core inflation is still a little bit higher. I believe it's 4.6 is the latest report. And the Fed and the government's really targeting that 2% trend line. And that 2% trend line is going to take a minute to get there. These economists that were speaking on this panel are predicting somewhere around Q4 of 2024. So like 6 more quarters to go approximately before we hit that 2% trend line. So what that means is that it's going to continue, that interest rates are going to remain closer to 7, maybe even higher, or in that percent range. So for mortgage rates and borrowing money, the cost of borrowing money is going to be more expensive than it has been in the last 22 years over the next probably 18 months, potentially. We're just not likely to see that number go down. But we do have a lot of other economically positive signs. We have unemployment is still low, which means people are employed. And the reason why inflation is so high is that people are employed. People are making the highest wages possible. There's basically two open jobs for every job that is being performed in the United States. So there is a lot of job opportunity. People are employed, people are making high wages, and people are spending their money. And so that is the main reason why inflation is so high. I mean, there are some other factors that caused it to go high, but in general, we have a very high employment. It's still right around 3.4%, which again is the lowest it's been in decades. So unless inflation drops or unemployment goes up and more people become unemployed, we're going to keep seeing the Fed put the pedal to the metal and keep raising those rates. Likely they just raised them this week, and likely another time later this year. So just want to point that out. Overall, it's not all doom and gloom in the economy. It looks like we might actually avoid a recession based on some of the factors and some of the things that these economic professionals are predicting, but it is impacting housing and where housing is. So housing overall, if you're looking at peak to trough, peak of our housing market was last May of 2022, and then starting to the decline in pricing. We're right around 11% down overall in the overall Austin area. So there are some areas that were hit even greater, other areas not. The other thing that I wanted to share with at the housing summit was we were able to hear from Mayor Kirk Watson, and he came in to talk about some of the things that they're making progress on. They've just hired recently McKinsey, which is a consulting firm, and they are looking into the permitting and building and development review process, which is extremely long and thousands of steps, 5 review panels for just to get a permit. So they're looking at that, and I know they're very large and very expensive consulting firm. Yet the hope is that we can streamline the building process in Austin so that it can be easier to build, quicker to build, and issue permits so people can do that. And then also pay attention to affordable housing, build more densely on lots. So they've lowered the minimum lot size as well, which is, I think, measurable progress. They don't want to compromise the neighborhood and the character of neighborhoods, and yet want to be able to build on smaller lots, which, in the past has been not able to do. So I feel like the city council and the mayor really are making measurable steps towards helping from a housing perspective. And I know that's a lot in a long report today. Just wanted to share all that with you. It's been an educational week. And again, we're still here. There's still homes selling in Austin. About 740 new listings went on the market over the last 7 days. And we had about the same number of homes go under contract in the last 7 days as well. So there's still activity. Things are still moving. They're just at a much cooler, slower pace. We're just not seeing things move quite as quickly. So overall, real estate's still moving along, just not like it had been gangbusters over the last couple of years. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We're happy to consult with you on your individual strategy and what's going on in your world. We love to do that, and always here to serve and help. So have a great week and weekend, and we'll see you next week.